Short update on today. That side we said it's finished. Now what I planned, I got the harness from a used tail light, and then I will do the connection on both sides. That area is completely done. I would say the right side, the right wing or the right area is completely done. That is for there, and it looks like it has no connection so far. It has no connection, or the connection is a small plug. No big deal of that. It's only a light and the latch. For the middle light, there is this. Then it will switch on the license plate. So that side is done. Yeah. Let's do it. Open. Yeah. So yeah, the SRS module has been changed. I made a hole for it. I cut in the area. We will do 2 dots here, screws, where I'll screw it in. What else do we have from that side? Yeah, the glass wing area. There is a different harness. So the one I gave, I need another one from the same car, so it connects all the way back here. So keep that in your mind. For the harness, as we said, we will need the one from the front ABS sensors. So it doesn't work. I found the challenge is that if you bring different sensors, then the size is different. If you bring different so the only solution is to cut the wires. In this stage, I'm very happy with the 210. Always I hated the 210 Mustangs, but in this stage I love it because it has plugs from the 2009 and before, and things from 2011 and after. So it match, but not everywhere. So you need to find your best combination. So for example, the brake switch here, the old one is small with a small plug, so you don't need it, which is coming from the front harness. So that's I will come back to it later on because it has more details in relation to that plug. Shortly about this, I changed the harness of the seat completely to match the plug here, which is this one. It used to be big square one not like the other seat. So I changed the harness simply. Coming back to this area, there was a missing, it's not a missing, the cable from here in the new models is coming from there. So I bought the harness, which is from the 2010 car, completely. I took it off, disassembled it, and then I will be using brake light, plug, and this one. I will not need the throttle and the upper brake switch, because I can say one is for the speed control, the cruise control, and one is for the braking. So I'm using the new one, and for the throttle, as I'm using Coyote engine, which today I bought, yay! So I'll need different throttle pedal, as we said. So acceleration pedal. So yeah, that harness, it is this one, and these two plugs, which used to be in this harness. So again, this is for the clutch we are gonna use, this is for the dash we are gonna use, this one for the brake, the new sensor, and this one for the throttle pedal, yeah, the new one. And yeah, here's all the cables, which is combination between the brake, which is 2. I checked all the wirings yesterday, and the rest are for this bad boy. Another update which I did, sorry for the mess here. Another update which I did, changing the ABS module. The bracket doesn't fit, so there is 2 dots need to be cutted. I did that, and then I will need to cut this edge completely from here all the way down, because the plug will interfere with this. Yeah, I think this is the most of what we did today. Oh yeah, one big deal also. Here we go, the new one. So I changed the module with the new one, so now I have one controller, and yeah, it was easy, no big deal. And now I need to change the harness, internal harness of the switches, which is no big deal because I still have the original one. Yeah, don't forget that you need the housing of the new steering, because you don't have 2 holes anymore. 2 holes. So now we have all the cables are connected except this one. This is the brown white. This is actually a signal from the cable from the brake, which will be connected here and through the dashboard all the way back to the smart junction box, to the PCM, and to the control module, body control module. There is differences between here and some of the drawings. I don't know why Ford's been doing that. So this is the violet gray, is actually will be connected to the white red based on this information. So the cable I checked, the green blue, is actually for the EVAP, and the other one in the harness I have is violet gray, but in the diagram here it is the white red, which is a voltage coming from fuse number 3, which makes sense. The other one, which is different than reality, It is the violet green, then need to be connected to the green white. This is also, let's see, green white, what was it? Green white. So this is actually coming from the fuel pressure sensor. I checked also the plug and the color is different, but then we are good to go here. So they changed the build, they changed the color, but it's not mentioned here, which is makes sense for me because there is, in the old harness, there is two of the violet green in the same time. You can see them here. No, not this one and that one. Yeah. So there is a duplicate of the color coding, but still different function. So this is why I think they changed the harness here. There will be double sealing. It's the first stage. I already soldered all the all the cables. This will be done, and then double heat shrink just for extra safety. One thing also different here, we used to have two switches for the brake, one normally open, one normally close, and with the new system we have one with the 4 cables. That's one which is coming with the violet red. Before it was this, you can see the violet white, sorry, violet white, not violet red, violet white, and then the other one is that one. So they changed the system. Yep, we are coming closer day by day, hour by hour, and everything here should be better than original. So, short description about the harnesses and what you can find and how you can find it. Now, anything is related to the engine, so it's mean the harness of the engine, and for the components you can find it here based on your engine. And everything is related to the internal harness, which is going from the smart junction box all the way to the front fuse box and all the way to back. You will be able to find it in these diagrams. So this is really important, so you know where to look for anything specific. Now about this plug, I just want to show you how is it being showed in the diagrams. So for example, you can see here in this area we see the C264 and then the C263, and they show this is the late build, and the same thing in this area. So the plug which I had to use is actually the C263, and the one, because the front fuse box where the harness is coming in to match or to connect to the smart junction box harness, is these two parts are coming together. So you can see this is actually the PCM. So the harness is coming from there all the way to the evap canister. So this is the point where they join, and the fuse box, which include the harness, I had it with this type of plug, and then the internal harness, which is related to the smart junction box, I had it with this type. I didn't know that before, so that was a mistake. And again, the challenge of having one car with all the details I needed, like a convertible, manual, the transmission, everything, was not so easy. So I had to improvise and do the best I can do for this project. And yeah, wiring is no big deal for me. I can play with it, I can change it. Again, we can see here 263 and then late build. I think there is more and more of these. So you might not need this part. So in case if you got stuck like in my condition, then what you can do is just basically follow these steps. So you need to look also on the power distribution, the smart junction box. There will be also areas where is it showing, you see again here, so you can follow it one by one to be sure that you cover. This is one of the parts where we talked about the white, red and white. Yeah, Again, another one in here, not this one, another one, you can see. So again, these drawings are fully available online. You can just review it and check it the same way I'm doing, and then if you need any PDF, you just can download it on your PC and then use it in offline mode. Another one here. Yeah, and again, shortly related to all these areas, so every components in the car is actually you can find the drawing of it related to it here. So everything related to the high CAN, mid CAN bus communication systems, how is the network is going on, the full reference, you can find it here. This is a part where you will need it. This is the connector where you connect your OBD port or OBD device. So this is the OBD port. Yeah, how is the internal modules are communicating their network. This is the mid CAN and this is the high CAN. And then S550 you will find actually they have a mid CAN and they have 3 high CANs communications connecting together to one gateway, and that gateway is actually connected to the OBD port. Yep, cruise control drawing, power steering control if you might need it, the climate control, instrument cluster if you need to look on that. Actually, for the instrument cluster, if your car is 2011, 2012 and or even 2010 and you would like to connect the controller with the joypad, which is for the 1314, and then to connect or to communicate with the cluster for the multiple functions and to scroll in the functions. So yeah, this is where some of the wires you will need to connect it. That reference is already available on the internet. I didn't do that, so the guys already did that, and you just can follow the link. I will try to post the link as well on this video for your reference. Fog lamps, yeah, interior, climate control, everything, all of it is fully here. So for example, for the audio system, when I did the last day, I did the part for the Shaker 1000, which is the rear subwoofer. The reference is actually fully here. Let's see where can we find it. So this is the clock spring, this is the communication for the volume. So the speakers, yeah, so this is where actually this is from the ACM module, which is your head unit, and through the C210 going, this is the part where I took the plugs which was already reaching this point, so I extended the harness all the way back and just used the original plug having all these points, and then everything is working perfectly. Yeah, should you have any question, please share it on the comments or contact me and I'll do my best to help you. Now for the head console, the wiring as of 05 to 09 for the converter is a little bit different. Actually, yeah, the top three wires is the only differences. The lowers, which is going to the switch, are the same. The thing is, these two, which is going to the switch, are originally coming with this, going with the wire. What you need to do is combining the two from the switch, two from the light, into position number 5, and then position number 3 should be to the two switches of the light. The functionality of the light in 010 and 014 is different than how is it in 0509. Of course, you need to use always diagrams. This is the reference where I found that position number 5 is different than in, where's my PDF? Yeah, it is 3 here. So this is the main difference, 3 and 5. But then also because of the polarity, number 4 need to be relocated. I think it still is number 4. Oh yeah, still number 4. 3 and 5 only then.
Work in progress. Never give.
Harness here is completely ready. We can just plug it, clean everything as there, and make it looks good. So that side now we can enjoy. So we know that the ABS module is different from direction and also from the plug. So I readjusted the direction. I cut the plate from this side, make it welded in that side, so it fits. Everything is fine. I had to adjust the body here a little bit. I need to do a little bit more. The only challenge is that the hoses are not the same. So 1, 2 are smaller than the original, and the one in the rear, that one is sorry, in the front it's a smaller thread. So I will double check the directions, which one is coming in, which one is going out, to fit the same piping, and then we make it work. The W300 are really the best for your GT500 fuel pump. It's just plug and play, easy, nothing special. Remove the screw, put in the pump, put the plug, seal it back in, and put the filter. Really, nothing difficult, nothing complicated. Easy peasy. Step, which is really amazing from this Faster product. This guy is supporting this project, so thank you for sponsoring. Really amazing. Everything will be plug and play. Here we have the filter, gauge, the pressure control, reducer, whatsoever is gonna be amazing. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Also from the side of the fuel line is gonna be an adapter. Here's a full diagram of everything. So here is the plan. From the fuel pump, this adapter, this is already like a Lego. You can just plug and play anything. This will be the return. I will make a hole. This will be the return line. Here we have the lines. Through the filter, all the way to the regulator. You can have a gauge here. The pressure should be set to 58, and then to the fuel line, which is really practical. And then the return excessive fuel should go all the way back here. Simple, brilliant, practical, and guys, look. It's like really like Lego. You can do any size, any fittings, the way you like it. And another one, whatever you like. My choice is having 8 in for the feed in, and for the excessive return line I have 6 in. Should be more than enough. One thing to keep in consideration is the float. Now this is the GT500, and with the cluster it reads full and empty tank. On the other hand, the 2005-2009, it reads empty, full, but the value resistance is absolutely the opposite between these two. So for the 2005-2009, you need the float, sorry, not this one. You need the float of the 2011-2014. Now I'm not gonna use it, the complete module, because it doesn't fit in my tank. You need to change the tank, so it doesn't make sense for me. So this will be positioned like this, in alternation of going up and down. Ouch. This will go up and down with giving the value similar to here. Otherwise, the gauge on the cluster will be reading incorrect value. So just fabricating this and replacement of this. Most basic solution for this, I drilled small hole, screw that will be fixed from the other side. You need to be aware that this will need to move in, so the nuts should be small size. And plastic welding, let's see if this is much more clear. Plastic welding at this point, just a little bit, to see the system, because it cannot move. There isn't anything gonna move it, because there is no force. This will be very smooth. When you do this, you need to be sure that the height is good enough. Of course, there will be a little bit rubbers, so I'm good to go. So it is drilled and fixed. So clean, so good. So the fuel line Well, it served me many good years, but that's it. It's enough of that. I hate this one. To take this off, it's just so painful. But yeah, now we have a replacement. At the side here you can install the fuel line, and usually you have these where the fuel line go in. So just simply heat it up, open it, so it's gonna be a lift, and then you can fix it with a tie rope or cable tie or whatever you call it. Easy peasy. Now the big filter won't fit here, so I thought about doing something like this, and then I thought, let's heat this one as well and see if we can extend the size of it. So extending this did not work, but you still need this part to hold these metal hoses. And then the solution is, I had one of these twisted, and together with something like this, you need to fit your finger from here, if you know what I mean, and then you can hold it, fix it with a screw. It's very strong. Put this in, and then I will see if I put some rubber shield just to protect and makes it more fixed. Easy peasy. So basically it's gonna be like this. So this is how eventually we have line in, you have the feed line and the return line, and you just close the cap. Then fuel line should come out here. You need this special zip tie, which is not so special, it's just a tool, and you feed it all the way to the filter. Now this is the tool I'm using. It gives you a cable tie where you can fix it actually this way, facing each other with the special tight. So eventually it comes like this. So just to hold both cables together. Now many guys will ask me, why did I choose this type of hoses, not the one supporting the E85? Now the point is, we don't have this E85 in the country, and yeah, not the regular stainless steel or steel hoses, because this is really noiseless. I love it, black, noiseless, and I don't need the E85 type yet. Maybe in the future, nobody knows. This is your first time to install this type of fittings, always put the head, make sure that the hose have very clean cut. Put the head, put some lubrication, oil or silicone, and then you need to push this in and tighten this side. Don't rotate this, because rotating this side will allow the sleeves and everything to be demolished, and then also it will not push the hose inside this, because the hose has to go in, and to allow it to go in you need to rotate this part. This part should be squeezed in. Then you should have it like this. When you see it, the hose is straight all the way with it. Just this is a good reference that everything is being done well. When you fix it, always you need to be giving attention to the hose, that it's not coming out or it's rotating. Eventually you have the fuel line, the filter, and everything is smooth. You go with the line up. Isn't it that beautiful? Fuel line in and out. Also cleaning the carpet. Unbelievable how much dust, how much dirt, how much filth. It's gonna make it new, better than original. Unbelievable. Goodies. Some goodies. Third time cleaning. Dust removing and cleaning and dust removing and cleaning and dirt removing. It's not shiny, it's not like new, but you have no idea how was it before. All the corners everywhere, it was full of black. You have no idea how much dirt been taken off. All the cappuccino, all the coffee's been spilled. There was a big spot of green stuff here. Something was really nasty. There was lots of bug. The carpet now is clean and the car is clean, and we can put everything after we finish this part. So some people are asking me how am I doing this position of photos from the car. So you can see the stand, the camera, and it is actually extended on one of the axles. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful. Should I put my... No, not now. When everything is done, I'll put my footprint. Better than original. The thing to be done is actually the remote start system. I already passed this wire through the main harness, yeah, and that red one should be covered once everything else already. Yeah, so this is only for the hood signal, and here we have almost everything. So using this kit, actually you don't need to do much of the wiring because everything will go plug and play. So you connect this to the car and the car harness here, and then you have all the communication you need going from this to this harness. Of course, also this one, with this system we don't need to connect everything. The nice thing about this, guys, that it's actually programmable, but you need to have the all kit to program this one, or you can order it programmed ready. So the thing is, yeah, you don't need to do wire by wire. I checked their instructions, which is based on this car, in this model, in this specific design. I don't need to do all this wiring. All I need to do is, come on, you can check the main manual. So this will be the main power and it will get the power from here. Sweet. And then here it won't be used. Oh, sorry, I will be using this one, and this is the reference where the program system from the blade will tell you. So tell you which wire to do what, and mostly from me there will be like 3 or 4 wires to go there. That is like to unlock the door, this arm, lock the door, arm, and then the trunk. This will be the main things to be done. I don't want to do more things because already the car do the other things like the horn, the flashes, the lights. I don't want to do that. And then all these things you don't want to do. And then from here you don't want to do. This is where you program the system with it. And then this temperature, the antenna, LED port I don't want, then the shock sensor, which I will keep. So it's gonna be really straightforward, except like 3 or 4 wires from here I will do it. And this is why this is the final step. Once everything here is done, I will pass the wires also through together with this harness. Now all the way there should be easy to go. I kept some of the cable tied there unfastened completely because I knew that I would need to do that. So let's make this done. Now the T-harness is completely connected. Now based on your installation, you might need to use the complete connections from the starter, who use the thick wires also from the starter, or like in my case, if I'm using the blade all, which is programmed, which is firmware updated, then I will be using the blade connector. Now don't confuse between the blade connector, which is coming usually with it. You can use it of course, but in my case, because I'm using the T-harness, it has already a similar plug. Now be careful, because the position of wires are not exactly the same. So based on the installation manual, which is when you program this, it will be provided. When you program this, also manual will be provided specified for your car. Then it will tell you which wires. So in my case, I connected the T plugs, which is coming from the switch ignitions to here, based on each, like accessories, ignitions, and so on. The fuses always need to be protected. Then I have additional plug, which is, come on baby, yeah, that one. So that is the blade, and that's giving actually the compass, the high and low, and also is giving the immobilizer from here. So 1, 2, which is already connected, is going to the blade connector. Now what I do need is actually the traditional connection, which is also will be provided by the manual. So it will tell you which one is doing the lock, door unlock, arm, disarm, and so on. And therefore, which is coming with the CM900 AS. So this is the connection, and usually this is my third installation of remote starting systems. Any additional wires, I just take it off. I don't need it, I take it off. If I need it in the future, I just can plug it in. Just normally, I don't cut it, I just unpin it completely from the roots, from the plug. So you can see this one is out, like the big boys. Not the one cut it, because this is extra length. Yeah, like this. So these I don't need, it's been taken out. And yeah, this is what I need for the door, for the trunk, and so on, which will be one of these. But the hood, for example, will be connected additionally, which I passed already. You can see it if you can you that one will be going up there for the hood indication. Yep. So actually, yeah, that will be also based on the installation manual. It will tell you, it will, in my case, it's coming from the smart junction box. There will be different plugs. In my case, it will be 2, and then I will connect each wire to it to the location where my remote starts will be installed. Yep. So for the sealant of the plug, you can see that it's completely sealed, but still it's possible to use it as a whole. The thing is, I used from outside thermal epoxy, which is really amazing, good product. Then I put a little painting, just also for protection. Then a silicone from inside, just to isolate it from the water. That was the PC Marine. It's really amazing product. It gives you enough time to process the shape, like 15 minutes, and then it's also gets very hard. I'm fine with it. It's completely sealed. The other one was like original, better than original.